there's about 35 years of this work on the books. We've been doing it for 12, 13 years at my research center, the Norman Lear Center, through our program called Hollywood Health and Society. More recently, we started working on film, and it's one reason I'm here. Participant Media, the production company that did An Inconvenient Truth and Food Inc., asked us to do some impact studies for their film. And we really wanted to up the ante. We wanted to come up with a better entertainment education methodology, one that would be appropriate for niche fare, like a social issue documentary, which just wouldn't have a lot of viewers across a national sample, for instance. And so we developed this new methodology, survey-based, where we survey people both who have seen the film and who have not. And the goal, one of the main goals of the survey instrument, is to be able to prescribe to each survey respondent their propensity level to have seen that film. How likely is it that they would have seen that film based on their taste, their aesthetics, their ideology, their film-going practice, and their demographics? So once we account for every single respondent, we had 20,000 respondents to the survey on Food Inc. We just distributed it through social media channels. Then we compared people who had exactly the same score, but one had seen it and one had not. And then we would check to see whether the outcomes were different for those two very similar people. We looked at knowledge, attitudes, and behavior change. And we found profound behavior change among people at very low propensities, people who never would have seen a film like Food Inc. Their teacher made them see it, right? It was in a college classroom that they saw it. And those people at the top of the scale who had already been activists in food safety movements, but even they scored higher on knowledge scores and on behavior change than very similar people who had not quite seen the film yet. I always say it was still in their Netflix queue.
So that sounds expensive.
It was very cheap. The only thing that's expensive about it is that it takes true, deep mathematical skills. It's a mathematical modeling technology. We stole it from the pharmaceutical industry that's been doing these kinds of studies basically on social media networks, ersatz clinical trials, because basically what you're concocting here is something like a clinical trial where you are, after the fact, assigning people randomly to exposure and non-exposure. And they've been doing that through social media networks where people are sharing information about what drugs they're taking. And in their SIG files, they're listing what their diagnosis is, how long they've had it. So they're doing this data mining in order to ascertain whether certain drugs are really working for certain people with certain diagnostic conditions. We just decided to treat a film like a drug.